Her real reason for being so upset with Iyabo is because she saw Iyabo talking to Laura. What kind of monster are you? Are you mad? What is your problem? Are you not the one that... Are you mad? What do you want my family? How will you do that? You start to fight with her. Are you not to mention Iyabo?
Yo, you guys, I have to exclaim this South African way because this one passed me. This episode was full of a whole lot. A lot was revealed. I can say that it was gotten from the book of Revelations, and apparently it is the finale. These people are rude. The production team, they are rude. They don't even deem it fit to put finale or final episode, but the reason I'm saying is the finale is because I already heard before that this was the final episode. The final episode was going to come out today, and they did not show us next on. You guys know that at the end they'll say next on. They did show us that, so I'm like, okay, this is most likely the finale. So let's get into the details. All the details. Today is me and you guys. Today, welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified every time I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So you guys know that the ladies have been chilling and having fun in Dubai. So this episode started off with them showing us when they went cruising on a yacht. So basically they went to shake their ass on a yacht in Dubai in a tongue.
It's time for me to shake my ass on a yacht. Oh, in Dubai. In a thong.
So, you know, they were just there. They went out to chill. And the next thing, Tony was like, Laura, what are you doing here? You said that, you know, you had phobia for water and all of that. And the next thing, Laura is like, I'm here because of you. Ha! Iyabo just immediately entered her like, oh, so you can come because of Tony and, you know, you didn't come for me, meaning that you didn't like me.
I'm here because of you. Because of me. Oh, I told you this girl didn't like me. Finally, you have said this. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. So you can be on this, but I've been waiting for you. I say, I'm sorry.
They were just joking about it, Sha. It wasn't really anything serious. And while they were still having a conversation, Caroline went to meet Tony to ask her for cup, because I think she was looking for cup and she didn't see, so she was asking her for cup and ice cube. And then the next thing, Tony is like, you know, don't be rude. And she was talking to Laura that she should have said, excuse me. I was like, ha, is Wahala about to start here and now?
Tony, please, sorry, can I get a cup and ice cubes if possible?
Why are you being rude?
What happened?
I was trying to talk to Laura. Why are you being rude?
Sorry, I'm just asking you for cup.
You can say, excuse me.
Caroline actually took permission from what I saw. I think she told her, sorry, excuse me, before she said, okay, please, can I get a cup? So from what I saw, she took permission, except maybe it's not the same thing I'm seeing that they showed that happened there. So she took permission. I feel like Tony just wanted to, like, you know, wanted to make it known that, oh, I'm standing up for Laura, or, you know, that kind of thing. But this was not the time. Moving on from that, Tony now went in to change into another outfit. She came out looking all Caribbean and all. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? She actually said that it's her birthday, so she can wear as many outfits as she wants. She can wear whatever it is that she wants. Later on, they now started having like heart-to-heart conversations on a yacht. Instead of them to just shake their ass and have fun, they were having heart-to-heart conversations. So Caroline, Chioma and Iyabo, they were having a conversation about like Chioma. So basically, Iyabo said that she sees Chioma as kind of like her younger sister, and she likes to always make sure or try to find out how she's doing, knowing fully well that she's in the midst of people that are way older than her. So she just wanted to know what's up with her life, marriage, and everything. Basically, Chioma was now talking about the fact that there's somebody in the picture, but she's not really sure yet. Then also spoke about the challenges of being a successful businesswoman and also having to find that right person that will like you for who you are.
Being a young, successful woman is not a bad position to be in, but it's not the easiest if you're obviously looking to find a man or to get married.
When most guys meet me and they see how hardworking I am, most importantly, how ambitious I am, I think it's actually a bit of a turn off as opposed to them being more interested.
They're actually people like that. And the next thing, though, she entered UK guys and Lagos guys. She started off by entering Lagos guys. She's like they're generous and everything, they're chilled and stuff, but they're liars. Lagos boys, stray bullets just reached you. And UK guys were not spared though. She also entered UK guys. She said for UK guys, all these other things are not really prominent, but when it comes to being stingy, they are stingy. Akagom.
Yeah, maybe they're a bit more generous, maybe they have a bit more swag, but trust me, like when it comes to marriage, I think London's better. Lagos guys, they lie a lot.
It's a London guy. Come on.
But they're stingy though.
They're stingy. You don't need that. No stinginess for you.
So So Lagos guys, so application is open, so you guys should should go and apply for those interested. They had to have conversations now reached Miriam. It was now Miriam, Chioma and Carolyn that were having a conversation, and it was still around the marriage matter. They were now advising Chioma that she should not start looking for who is perfect, that there's nobody that is perfect. Miriam was now telling her story about when she met her husband, that she didn't even like him at first. It was just like, who is this one? She never thought that she was going to get to the point where she really liked him. That when she started liking him was when she fell ill. She was in the hospital. He was really there for her, and she was just like, man.
It wasn't until probably like 6-7 months into the relationship, my fibrous surgery, me being in the hospital, I saw his life literally. Oh my god. If I'm not happy, it's not happy. That's when I realized that's what I'm looking for outside. Love does not have any age.
I was like, oh. Me, I was there crying with her. Smart thing, now they make me cry. So meanwhile, Laura was sleeping. Laura went into sleep. She said she was feeling dizzy. So I guess maybe the boat and the way it was moving was making her feel dizzy. And Tony was downstairs eating swallow with ogbono soup, enjoying herself. She carried the Lagos in her, or the Nigerian in her, to Dubai. And then apart from that, I don't think any other major thing happened there. It was just them having fun. It seemed like they had a whole lot of fun. They danced, chilled, gisted, and it just seemed like fun in the end. The next thing they showed where Chioma was crying, not like weeping, but like you could tell she was crying, and I was like, what the F happened? Like, these people just finished having fun, and the next thing they showed somebody that is like literally in tears. I was so shocked. I was like, what happened? I was really curious to know what happened.
I'm okay, but honestly I'm so overwhelmed.
So apparently it turns out that there was a fight the night before that we missed. Production team, I don't know whether to hold them responsible for this one. Maybe they genuinely missed it, but that was even the major fight in this episode. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So basically, the housewives were giving their account of what happened. Miriam called her sister to give her gist, and then Chioma also called her sister. She called her mom at first, and then explained one or two things. So I just told her that she wasn't feeling good, and then called her sister. So what she said that happened the night before was that Iyabo came to bid them good night, like just came to tell them good night, because apparently they had moved to another place to sleep, another apartment. So she just came to like tell them, oh, I've gone, oh, good night. And then when she got there, Caroline literally poured out her frustration on Iyabo.
She was upset about something else, and then this other person who I like and we respect and it just has been so amazing to us came to tell us why, because she was going somewhere, and she just lashed out at this lady for no reason. This lady, as kind as she is to us, she's not one to mess with.
And Iyabo did not receive it well at all. So that's when Iyabo now retaliated and everything went haywire. Apparently the fight almost got really physical, but Chioma stepped in to, like, you know, be in the middle of the whole thing, and ended up receiving all the beating left, right and center. She's the one that received almost everything from what Iyabo wanted to do to Caroline. So it was as if Chioma served as the middleman in the situation.
I could see that it was about to be a physical altercation, and so obviously I stepped in to protect this person that I'm close to once again, and I literally stood in the way, and it's me that received everything, you know, all the throwing around, pushing around. The way Chioma explained it, you know that she collected enough beating. Meanwhile, Laura said she heard noise and she went to see what was happening. I'm getting there, Iyabo had removed her wig, things were already heated up, and they chased her away. They chased her away from the scenario. So basically Chioma told her that they're trying to solve the issues, that Chioma should just Laura should just please excuse them. Meanwhile, the other housewives were there. Miriam was there, Tony was there. So it's Laura that she said, excuse me.
But I know Iyabo will get very concrete reason to do that, because Iyabo has been cool. So afraid maybe Chioma feel like I can't laugh. So Chioma can say, please Laura, I'm not trying to be rude. Excuse us, we're trying to settle it. She can't say she will close door. But other people didn't say.
Laura said she felt like maybe Chioma felt like she was coming to laugh at them. That's why she did that, and then she ended up excusing herself, like, you know, she didn't want any problem, so she left. When Laura was talking about not wanting problem, there's this meme that just came to my head where they were like, I don't want peace, I want problems always.
Don't want peace, I want problems always.
But the whole thing happened in reverse. Like, this time around, she doesn't want problem, she wants peace. So Iyabo now gave her own account of the story. It wasn't Iyabo that really explained what happened. Chioma was just like saying that what they call it, Caroline unleashed her anger on Iyabo. She didn't really say what happened. So it was Iyabo that told the story of, like, you know, there was another apartment that was given to them, and then literally Caroline had to share a room with Chioma, and she just poured out the entire frustration on her.
It's just so unfair that you and Tiana have to move to the apartment and I don't have a room to myself. I was like, why are you raising your voice at me? And she was like, oh, please, you're being insensitive. Stop trying to be my mother. You're not my mother. You do too much. And that pissed me off.
The way I was looking at it, Iyabo and Toyin, they already spent the first 2 nights together in the first apartment, if you guys can remember. So I didn't feel like putting Caroline and Chioma in the same room was like so much of a big deal. Like, how many days are you guys going to like spend together? Kwanu, it's just 6 days trip in Dubai, and I think it was just remaining like 1 or 2 nights. And then secondly, it was not Iyabo that caused the problem. So obviously, like, pouring the anger on her was going to make her get angry. But Iyabo, on the other hand, the physical attack, this channel does not support violence, but I would have liked to see I'd have liked to see that particular fight, because from the explanation you know that it was really, really deep. It was really heated up.
Me, I won't look for your drama. But the day you bring drama to me, trust me, I will bury you alive.
Moving on, the fight caused more issues later on, but we're going to talk about that later. So the next thing, the next day, they went to the Billionaires Club that Caroline said she was going to sponsor. So the next day was the night for the Billionaires Club, and the ladies dressed to, you know, scatter everywhere. Toyin wore literal feathers. She wore feathers all over, like real feathers all over.
I picked souvenir from the floor. Turkey, peacock,
No jokes. Real feathers, which is quite expensive.
It was quite expensive, giving Bobrisky vibes. I'm quite expensive.
I'm quite expensive. I'm not for everybody, which is number. Do you get?
So the other ladies also looked like really good. Like, it's as if they really went to shake everywhere up. Like, they were looking good. Iyabo, Caroline, Chioma, all of them were also looking good. So they went into the Billionaires Club, and at the Billionaires Club, Caroline tried to have a conversation with Iyabo. She started by complimenting her outfit, that she looks really good, you know, kind of thing. Like, you're just trying to break the silence or break the tension. So she's like, you look really good. And then Iyabo was like, she doesn't like to pretend. She doesn't know how to pretend. And Caroline is just playing the nice girl game and all of that.
Iyabo's sexy, as you want to be called. You look amazing. Thank you for honoring me.
I don't know how to pretend. I'm really upset with this girl. Caroline came, pretended, played the nice girl card.
You guys literally just had this issue like a night ago, like very heated, you know, back and forth, that almost turned to a major fight, and it's just supposed to be swept under the carpet. It doesn't happen like that. So, but in Caroline's defense, Caroline was like, this is her day, because she's the one hosting it, so she definitely did not want to bring in any kind of negative energy, and when she's the host of something, she likes to make sure that everybody's fine. So that's what Caroline said. So for the Billionaires Club, you guys, they were just showing us some hot guys. Like, the place was on fire, hot guys and everything. Like, it looked like that Billionaires Club, or more Billionaires Club, here we come, when I'm a billionaire. So for the Billionaires Club, it was looking like it was really cool. Later on, they were now playing Nigeria music, and this is the one that now raised everybody's ginger. Everybody now stood up to dance. Obviously, who will not stand up at the, like, when you hear Afrobeats, who will not stand up? See, music is life, but Nigeria music is heaven. Like Afrobeats. There's no way you hear Afrobeat and your body will not shake. Even if it's on the chair that your body shakes, you definitely shake. So yeah, that was it for the Billionaires Club, or the Billionaires Party. The next day, they had a pool party. The pool party stuff started off during the day. They just chilled around, rode bikes and all. And then for the night, it was just them gisting. They had like a round table conversation. They sat around each other to have different discussions. They started off by talking about how the club people were literally feeling them, that most of the people were feeling them, that they really made a show there, even with their dressing, their vibe. You guys.
When they started playing Nigerian music, we all stood up. Yeah. It was like we literally gave them the show.
Yeah, they literally were like, thank you so much. You guys made our night.
The lady sent me a DM this morning that please next time on stage. I said you are on stage. They really loved our dress.
Nigerians would always pass the vibe check, like vibe check. Let me not even talk about dressing, but when it comes to vibe, just know that you can trust us 100%. So there was now this conversation around like, oh, let them get drunk tonight. Chioma was suggesting that they should get drunk, and then while they wait for the men or the people that Tony is bringing, the hot guys that Tony is bringing, maybe she said that they were like, so you don't have a boyfriend, Ni? You have a boyfriend, so what are you talking about? Like,
you are latest time. You are boys that are coming.
Which fine boys?
Don't mind that. You just.
Chioma, are you single?
Chioma is not single.
Who is your pal?
I don't know him personally, but I know that I know who she's dating.
Chioma's boyfriend, come out. Oh, you have been denied. You have been denied outside. So you guys heard that Chioma said earlier that she has somebody. So maybe they were not dating Sha, because there was also a conversation around the fact that she was engaged. Like he said, there was always this rumor about her being engaged, that her friends were even surprised. I think there was a blog that carried the gist that she was engaged, that she has never been engaged or anything. So I don't know about her single or relationship life. Then I don't know how the conversation now entered their issues. I think they started to have like heart-to-heart talk. I don't know whether they're gathering. Almost all the gathering in Dubai was triggering them to have heart-to-heart talk. So the next thing, they brought up the issue that Laura had with Caroline. So they just showed us where Chioma was asking Laura, like, looking back at what happened then, can she now see how that message would have come across as being like rude or malicious?
Looking back at that message, can you see it and understand how that came across as rude?
I didn't see it that way.
Do you now see it that way?
I think it was her response. And like she said, she's bottled up a lot of things. She felt attacked. You've been feeling attacked before.
I don't even know how that conversation came up. I don't even know why it came up. They will not have fun. They will not vibe and have fun. They're still bringing up all these conversations. Then after a while, they now reminded her of the time she came late. They were reminding her of her own late coming episodes. The next thing, she was apologizing. I was like, hey, Laura is out for peace. She's not here for problems. So she just apologized. I think she just apologized to just like let everything die down. Later on, she now excused herself to the bathroom, and this is when they were not suspecting that it's like this babe is pregnant too, because apparently she had been excusing herself like at different points to go use the bathroom. She had been taking bathroom breaks at different points.
She's going to.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm sick. I want to go to the bathroom.
Are you doing number 2 or number 1?
Is she pregnant? Like, what's all this James Bond movement where you keep sneaking off to go to the toilet?
And I guess that the whole pregnancy stuff is really true. In fact, I don't know. I'm tired of speculating whether she is or she's not. As far as she did not tell us, I'm just going to assume that I don't know anything about that. So moving on, the pool party in itself was fun. They were just there, somewhere inside the pool, and then what they call it, Tony was just there pushing people into the pool. It just seemed like they were having a lot of fun. Little did I know that a bass boss was literally cooking. It was on fire. After that, they now sat down to gather again. Like I said, it's almost as if when they gather, it's as if they're supposed to have heart-to-heart conversations. So Miriam was now talking about the fact that she's happy that everybody's now cool now. Most people have settled their issues, so there's just joy, happiness in the air. It was as if Caroline at that point just felt like, okay, this whole apology thing, let's get it over with. She now told Iyabo that Chioma said earlier on that she should apologize to her, so she's really sorry, that she knows she cares about her the way she cares about more caring, I be love.
Chioma said she wanted me to apologize. I'm sorry, my love. I love you very much. You've always been there for me, and I've always been there for you.
When you came at me, did you really have anything?
No. It was actually a transfer of aggression from the frustration I was getting from the team. I asked for something, and it was more or less like I was treated like I was irrelevant.
Take note of the fact that she said that Chioma told her to apologize. Like the apology that she was doing there, Chioma told her to apologize. That information is gonna be used later in the court of law. Just take note of that. Meanwhile, in their confessionals, this was when Caroline just made mention of the fact that she wasn't comfortable. She didn't like the fact that she was put in the same room with Chioma, like they had to share rooms, right? And Iyabo was like, but she said she was okay with it. So based on what Iyabo said, it means that she didn't really complain about it. It was when the outburst happened that maybe she now expressed that she did not like it, right?
You moved me from a 6-bedroom villa to a 5-bedroom villa.
But you told Tiana you were okay with the room, so what's going on?
Because you assume that Chioma and I are friends, we should automatically stay in a room together. It's totally unfair. I need my privacy as well.
In all of this, you guys, all was sitting me was just the Yoruba that Iyabo was speaking in her confessional. She was just speaking the Yoruba like deep ones. So in the confessionals now, Iyabo and Caroline were now going back and forth. Obviously, they were not seeing each other. I used to wonder what they asked them in their confessionals. I used to make them express themselves like that. So Caroline, they showed Caroline's own, showed Iyabo's own. I was like, okay, oh.
Are you okay?
My mother doesn't talk to me like that. You're not my mother. You shouldn't be talking to me like that because I said you're insensitive.
The first thing that came on my head was to jump her. And when I say jump, I was like, you understand?
This was when Iyabo now explained the extent of the beating, the extent of the basbos that Chioma collected. She said she literally flung her and she went to hit the room mirror or something like that. And I'm like, I did not know the extent of the beating until, this part of the video where Iyabo was explaining what happened. Like, how did they fling her? She even said she flung her 3 times. How? Hey, Jesus Christ, production team.
So I moved to punching her, and then Chioma came in front of me. I don't even know how I did it. I just carried Chioma and I threw her away. And Chioma hit the dressing mirror, whatever. I think I flinged her like 3 times.
So it was at this point that Iyabo now asked Chioma and Caroline, like, what? Because apparently it was, I think in the midst of their conversation, it was made open that Chioma and Caroline had an issue. So Iyabo asked why they had an issue, and Miriam was like, it was because of Iyabo. So I think Miriam was there when the back and forth was happening with them. So they said it was because of Iyabo, and basically the main thing that caused the issue was, according to the story that they gave, it was that Chioma was trying to tell Caroline to apologize to Iyabo because she saw that Iyabo was really hurt by what Caroline did, and Caroline was like she was not going to apologize to her again, that she already apologized to her before. So she was like just being adamant about the whole thing. The next thing Caroline now brought up, now I think she wanted to just switch the conversation. She was like, let's talk about Laura. I was like, Laura again? Laura that is in her room sleeping. You want her to be sneezing on the bed or having bad dreams.
I'm not apologizing again. And don't ask me to apologize to Iyabo one more time because I already did that.
Please, let's not talk about Laura right now. I've come to understand Laura.
No, let's not talk about Laura because
I don't understand why Caroline said, she's not working. I don't want to talk about Laura.
And this is when the revelation started. So Iyabo said something in her confessional. She said that they had an agreement that if Laura brings problem, if Laura brings troubles, they're all going to ignore her. And I was just like, So there was actually a discussion, like a roundtable discussion, and I felt like Laura was overthinking at that point, saying that it was looking like something that they gathered to discuss. I was like, nah, I'm not sure they did. But like, they actually did. And apparently, Iyabo was talking to Laura. Iyabo went on to talk to Laura, and Caroline was not happy with it. So that's the explanation that they gave. That's the real reason, according to them, that's the real reason why Caroline was not happy with Iyabo. Hey God.
I knew why she came at me. She told me that it was transfer aggression, but I knew it wasn't transfer aggression. It was because we all had a conversation that if Laura brings drama, we're not going to talk to Laura. So because you see us talking to Laura, you now felt a certain kind of way.
If they all agreed that they were going to ignore her if she brings trouble or if she brings problem, that's understandable. But it's almost like in this last episode, they didn't even wait for her to bring the problem. They just went to full-on ignore mode from the beginning of the trip. They were like, okay, let's just, ignore her, because that's how it was seeming from the video. And funny enough, it was just this last episode that I felt like Laura was not out to even give problem at all. She was just being all calm and stuff. So the ignoring the avoidance was just there. It was literally just there, which is not fair in my opinion. Moving on, apparently in Chioma's confessional, Chioma was now saying that Caroline likes to deflect from issues, because basically they were trying to talk about what the issue that happened between herself and Caroline, and Caroline was like bringing up the Chioma matter. She was like, Chioma was now saying that Caroline likes to deflect from issues and not take responsibility. That's when Caroline was talking about all the frustration that she has been going through, just pouring out her frustration basically.
She starts to deflect and talk about Laura. I think at this point, Caroline as a grown adult needs to take some responsibility for her actions.
sacrificed staying with my daughter because I wanted to make you guys happy. I lost my cherished bracelets, and then I don't even have a room to sleep in, no good food to eat.
Chioma's own complaint was that if Caroline can snap at Iyabo like that, well, what's more her? Like, okay, this is somebody that they both respect, right? And then she could just snap at her for no reason. That it means that it's gonna also get to her that's being Chioma. Like, that's the way she was viewing it. And Caroline was like, no, that, you know, they've known each other for 3 months and all of that happened, so she should not be looking at it from that angle.
I felt like if you could do that to her, it's only a matter of time. And
No, you shouldn't even feel it because I've never done it before. We've been together for 3 months. How many times have I taken out a blind rage on you?
if you can take it out on her.
But I've never taken it out on anybody.
Caroline, you've
I
never,
know what
but
she's
you've now
saying.
done it.
3 months, lol. So basically, what really escalated the whole issue, like they were talking about what really made them have the argument in the room, it was just around the whole who told who to apologize, who was lying and all. So Chioma was saying that she's the one that told Caroline to apologize. Like, I think the second time also she was telling Caroline to apologize, because the first one, it was pretty much forced, and Iyabo was still really hot about it. And then Caroline was saying that yeah, what they call it, Chioma was literally shouting at her, like she was not telling her in the right way. And Chioma was saying that the reason she was saying that is because she was being adamant, and she had told her before. Caroline said, no, it's not you that told me. Chioma said, it's me that told you. And that's how the whole thing now entered gear 2.
You were commanding me and you were raising your
Because
voice.
you refused to listen.
No,
I was explaining to you, and you were saying you're not going to apologize any
Why
further.
I wasn't listening to you anymore was because...
And that's why I was getting
No,
angry.
No, why I
Because
wasn't
you're like,
listening?
I'm not
Because you were
gonna
making it look like I
apologize.
was
You said to me,
lying.
But before she didn't want to apologize, and she was lying. I've never seen somebody that lies with confidence in mental life.
Remember that thing I told you guys to keep aside. It's time for us to bring it back. Remember that Caroline said that Chioma asked her to apologize, and she was apologizing. So there was obviously like a conversation about Chioma asking her to apologize. But it turns out that earlier on, Caroline had already now apologized the second time, which was her going to buy Iyabo a gift, right? So it was not even about the apology. I don't think the apology was not the main the bone of contention. Now it was about who made who apologize and who was lying about the whole apology something. So Chioma was now telling her why she lying, that she was the one that kind of like told her to apologize, and Caroline was saying that, was standing her ground, that she's not lying.
I was very much...
Why are you lying?
Are you the one that took
Own
me
it
to
with
the
your
mall to buy her
chest.
gifts?
Own it with your
I am
chest.
owning
That
it
was
with my
after.
chest.
Do you understand?
You
You
don't
know
give me
you're
money
bad
to
bitch
buy
with your
anything
chest.
for her.
Bad bitch things. So now Caroline was saying that Chioma is taking for favor from Iyabo. That's why she's selling her out.
What kind of favor are you trying to seek from Iyabo that you feel that you should sell me out like that?
For me, I don't think it was a case of selling her out or anything, or seeking favor, because if you're seeking favor, the babe will not come and stand in the middle of somebody that wants to come and beat you. The babe is not going to collect beating on your behalf. So I actually don't think it was about like buying favor or anything, but you know, that's our opinion. So moving on, Caroline now said something in her confessionals that how many days is it going to take her to apologize to Iyabo? That does she want her to say, call her our father, being a heavenly father?
How many days does it take to apologize to you? Am I supposed to come and say, Messiah, Heavenly Father, your Lordship and Hostess, I am sorry?
Oh my God, Caroline is a clown. I was like, where did I even come from? So, well, that was very hilarious, Sha. But like I said, I don't think it was about the apology, because Iyabo was not asking for more apology from Caroline. Yeah, she was not asking for more apology. It was just, this was between Caroline and Chioma. So it's not about the apology now. It's about like would I say Chioma was saying that she was lying, and then it was basically about them arguing about who is lying and who is not lying. You understand? It was not really about the apology. At this point, I was actually finding the whole thing funny, because I was like, this is not that deep. Okay, even if she says she apologized to her, like, it's not even that deep. I don't understand why it was really escalating so much. So yeah, but I kind of understood, like, would I say I was able to reason with Chioma in a way, right?
I told you that I was going to talk to her.
I said
yes.
to her.
No, you did not suggest. I said I was going to talk to her. You were making it look like I was
So
lying
you
about
said
my
you're going to talk
apology.
to her, so what would have upset me had I just started shouting out of nowhere?
Yes,
Like,
you were shouting at me.
Make
You
it
were
make
shouting.
sense.
If Caroline was the one that suggested, let me go apologize to, yeah, but there's no way, like, what would now cause the problem? You understand? So that's how I was delving towards what Chioma was saying, and then Miriam was also there, so there were witnesses that kind of like confirmed what Chioma was saying. But I don't think it's a big deal. Like I said, if somebody says she apologized, like, it's not that big, right? So, but apparently it's what caused the issue. So moving on again, Caroline in her confessionals now said that this is not even it. That is because she called Chioma out on her boyfriend matter, I mean, she called her, she spoke to her about her boyfriend matter. That's why she's angry. I was like, hey.
That is not the case. The issue with Chioma was because I told her off about her boyfriend. And so to get back at me, she had to say that.
This girl got hurt in the process of protecting you.
The boyfriend don't catch bullets for wearing day. My ears are itching to know what exactly that conversation was about, but she didn't say. In Iyabo's confessional, she was now saying that the way Caroline is, that when she has an issue with somebody, she will say things that maybe the person has said about you so that you're going to be on her side and, like, you know, fight the other person.
When she's having issues with someone, she wants to talk about that person, even what the person has said about you, so that you can join forces, you understand, to fight that person. I won't do that.
Which is kind of what they showed her doing here, right? So they showed where she was saying that Chioma called them rags. Like behind, she referred to them as rags before. And I was like, rags, Chioma, haba, hey. That one, I had no deal. Like, the fuck are you calling people rags or referring to? Even if it was before, it doesn't make any sense. But, you know, Caroline revealed that to them, which normally maybe they would have taken offense. But I think they already saw what was going on and they were like, okay, maybe this baby's trying to buy favor or something, I guess. So Chioma now stood by it and said, but they're my best friends now.
You don't abuse me, you're stupid. You're idiot and ignorant. Idiot. You call these women rags.
Yay, no baton.
You call these women rags.
She didn't exactly deny it, so it means that, you know, that's most likely what she said. Then Chioma now talked about Toyin. I think she brought up, you know, the whole conversation that herself and Caroline had about Toyin, and then Caroline was saying that's why she tried to make her understand that Toyin was a good person. The shock on Chioma's face immediately Caroline said that she was so shocked, like, when?
You're very stupid. I have to make you understand that Toyin was a good person. You're very stupid.
He shock you.
Oh my God, you're very stupid. You actually are very stupid. You're very stupid. Everything I know about you. Shut your mouth. You think you're alive.
Obviously, Caroline and Toyin, they're not even good friends. Like, they had major issues before. So how is it that you're telling Chioma that Toyin is a good person? Like, it's not like Chioma has any issues with Toyin before. Like, at least not that we know of. So that one, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Sha.
Don't lie. You see, don't lie on the public platform.
So, Toyin, when she heard that one, she now went to her confessionals and was like literally like praising God that, well, I think she was just giving testimony that when you come for me, that, you know, you're just going to receive your own things, face your own things, you don't even know what came for you. So she giving testimony in her confessionals.
I like that means strong. I'm somebody that
Meanwhile, Chioma's insults were just deep. Like, you know, I'm the reason you are standing, riffraff. I was like, tone it down a little. Like, when you're having this back and forth with somebody, these two people, they have bad mouth, but it's like Chioma was just going deep. Her insults were just deep. Then, or maybe she meant, I'm the reason why you're so standing because of the beating. Maybe therefore beats Caroline or what? I don't know, Sha, but the riffraff part.
The reason that you're still standing is because of me.
No problem, Chioma. You're the queen of Sheba, queen of Zamunda.
At this point, Laura was missing in action. She was basically in her room, sleeping. She didn't know what was happening, but I think they now told her what happened. So in her confessional, she was now praising God. I think she was singing a song about, I am serving the God of miracles. Guys, I laughed so hard. Oh God, this episode was epic.
I am serving the Lord of miracles. What the hell? I feel very special. Hey God, you think I deserve this? Now that she's done it to me and I see how it feels, me, I'm on Laura's side. I feel very good right now. God, thank you.
So Chioma is now on Laura's side. Ha! Hey God, dude. This whole thing is just funny. I don't have anything to say about Laura's laughter, Sha. I don't have straight. She said that the reason, like now, at least, I think the reason why she was laughing is that, okay, others can see what she was saying about Caroline. Like, she said that she was manipulative and she lies a lot and all of that. So, she felt like she had been vindicated. Moving on, there's something that Caroline now said that was a low blow. She mentioned something about Chioma giving her vagina, being an opening. They didn't really, like, I didn't really hear everything. I'm like, where did that even come from? Like, these low blows, I mean, low things that they were saying there, I was like, So it was at this point that Chioma now left that side. So on the side, she was having a conversation with Tony and Iyabo, just talking about how she has defended Caroline all this while, and then the one thing that she has asked Caroline to do for her, you know, she could not even do it. She could not even feel remorseful. And then in Caroline's confessional, she was like, she's lying, like accused her of lying.
You disrespect every single person that comes your way.
I'm not her friend anymore. She's not loyal to me. A loyal friend will not lie.
For how many months I've had your back? I stood by you even when you're wrong. The one person I said don't do this to, you can't even listen. You can't even apologize. You can't even be remorseful.
She lied.
I think I'm going to post some clips on IG because, you know, this fight was it was very, very, you know, it was long and all. So I'm going to try and see if I can post some clips so that you guys can, you know, have a seamless experience with that one. Meanwhile, Chioma was not showing her bruises. Oh, apparently the thing really injured her. Like, she had bruises on her leg. She was showing her bruises. I was like, hey, wow, this thing was really deep. Toyin now even revealed some things that Caroline was saying in the room that Iyabo didn't even know about. So I think Toyin took Caroline away into the bathroom, and she was still saying things that Iyabo did not even hear. And apparently Toyin now said she cried. Cried for what? I don't even know. I don't know. She didn't explain why she cried, but yeah.
I didn't care about her. I would have been like, Joe, let me leave her to her stupid. Because she's stupid. You would have beat her black and blue. You would have destroyed her. I told her, you carry me. Look at my knives. I have bruises everywhere. Even when I stepped back, I was still talking rubbish. She was talking rubbish, right? I was crying. Exactly. She said, oh no, you guys are having.
Later on, Chioma was now back at the pool. It was now time for round 2. It was a case of round 2 fight.
Round 2 fight.
So when she went back, I think Caroline was just saying something like, you're the one that brought it up, and then she's even going to leave. And then the next thing, Chioma was like, leave, Caroline, leave. I was like, hey. From what I heard in the other episode, I was thinking that Chioma was shouting, thief, Caroline, thief. That's how somebody will hear the wrong thing and be passing misinformation. But it's not only me, Sha, because almost everybody that watched it also heard thief. So it's not only me. So, but yeah, apparently what she was saying was leave. And then it's the way they just went in to, like, you know, do to block or to just like call Caroline out on insulting Caroline's family, because, you know, she brought in her family into the equation. But Chioma called her an ungrateful bastard, something like that. She called her a bastard, and that directly or indirectly also translates to Chioma coming for Caroline's family, because that's basically like bastard. Calling someone a bastard is somehow like, it's definitely coming for the person's family. So I think Caroline was not out of place for mentioning Chioma's family, because it was from both of them's angle. I didn't really exactly hear what she said about Chioma's family, because it was, you know, there's a way it was said. But yeah, family matter now entered, and then this is where Chioma now got like really, really pissed off, and then she just pushed Iyabo. Iyabo fell on Caroline. Caroline was on the floor. That pushing, Sha, things would have gone south real quick. This channel, like I said, this channel does not support violence, although I like to watch when there's basketballs. But when it comes to physical things, like, anything can go wrong. What if you push the person hits their head on the wrong thing, and then that's it, the person doesn't stand up? So all these physical things, that's not my forte. That's not my forte. Like, do the basketballs, but well, Sha, nothing happened to both of them, so we're just going to take the basketballs as it is. So Caroline and Chioma, in their confessionals, they were just going at each other, talking about, in fact, it was Chioma that was really, really going at Caroline. Then the next thing, they ended their friendship.
And she's so bloody fake. Everyone can see that. I'm bougie, but you're using for cannot to eat sushi.
Be a part of whomsoever you want to be a part of.
You wish you had the life that I have. You wish you were me. You wish you were raised like me.
I am a queen. I can walk on my own. I can rule an entire empire. Now I'm done.
See this stupid chain? Done.
Okay, friendship is gone. Next day now, they now started to give account of the situation, obviously, because they have to give us gist. Laura now called her friend, her bestie, and was telling her, you know, what had happened, that apparently Chioma and Co came to her room. That's the first time Chioma is coming to her room, and they were telling her that, oh, they understand her now, they've seen what she has been saying since. I said, I could call.
This is actually the first time Chioma is entering my room. You're like, now we understand what you were saying, what you were talking about. She's really a liar. She's delusional. In my mind, I say, I beg you, come on.
Laura should just stay out of all of this, because when they settle, you see, they'll use and settle. So she should just not even try to. She should just remain cordial with them. Like, let them just remain cordial. It's not like you people now be doing besties or anything. You understand? So yeah, that was Laura's own conversation about the whole thing. Meanwhile, Chioma, you know, she went shopping. I think she said that's how she quenches her anger when she goes. I think she said shopping. I'm gonna get her she TikTok and but yeah. So she was having a conversation with her sister in the car. She was now telling her what happened. She mentioned again that they had planned to ignore Laura.
Us all planning to ignore Laura because Laura was being so annoying. It wasn't a serious thing. It was like, you know what, let's just ignore her so she can come around, you know, so she can just, you know, eat a little bit of humble pie.
Ha! That's petty. That's really petty. Next thing now, the matter entered insult too. As in, she was now, you know, she was now really pissed off at the fact that Caroline was just being so entitled that upon all she even received for Caroline did not even care to check on her to even see whether she was even okay. All the bruises that she had gotten, you know, just calling her. She now called Caroline unprintable names. It was like,
this ungrateful riffraff, this scumbag of the earth, this local animal.
Wahala.
At one point did this stupid ungrateful rat say, oh, let me see your scars, or let me see your body, or let me make sure that you're okay. Do you understand? Like, you know, very overly entitled behavior.
I can understand that you're angry, but like all these names, in fact, moving on, that's how the whole thing now happened. And moving on to the next day, they were now supposed to go on racing. They were supposed to go racing, and you know, they had Lambos, Ferrari, and all of that. So it couldn't work because I think they had some obstruction. Then I ended up going for like a bonfire night kind of stuff. And at the bonfire, it was just a round gathering where they were all chill, talking about, you know, peace and love, basically. And then the next thing, Toyi now announced that she's pregnant.
Oh yes, I feel good. I found out on this trip that I was pregnant.
I think it's like the airport.
I'm in shock. I was like, do you guys not take a break?
You guys not take a break?
Practice your baby in Jesus' name.
So I think that's all that happened. I believe I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that I gave this gist properly and I gave you all the details. So I'm sure this video is very long. This time around, I mean it. If you are still here to this point, you are the real OG, because my throat is dry, my voice has finished. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye, I love you.